fellow young, enthusiastic, and charming young leaders, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm really inspired by the fact that it's a Friday, it's your day off, it's supposed to be relaxing, and yet you come early, well-groomed, and you attend. It's really very inspiring. You are the heroes of today. Give yourselves a hand of applause. Come on. Is that what you deserve? Is that what you deserve? Come on. Okay, let's start. Can I see a show of hands? How many of you have heard of the Saudi champion of 2015, Mohammed Kahtani? Very few. Okay. Those who have heard about Mohammed Kahtani, how many of you have heard his speech, listened to his speech? Show of hands. Only one. I advise you to go on YouTube and listen to this champion. Why I'm saying this? Because you are young leaders. You come here to toastmasters. Why? To learn to be good communicators, good leaders. But I think you should also have a dream. You should have a dream that one day, after all this preparation, you should become a world champion. And why not? Plan it in advance. Have a big dream. Say to yourselves, in 2025 or 24, or whatever it is, put the target date, I am going to be a world champion in public speaking. When you put that dream, you can achieve it. You're young, you've got all what it takes. I have started Toastmasters in 2015. And after 7 months, I only just started, I did my icebreaker and a couple of speeches, and then suddenly the contest apparently started. So I joined. And trust me, I have reached the district level at the age of 62 at that time. Why? Because I had determination. Now at your age, you've got plenty of time to become world champions. Now, how can I become a world champion? I will give you the secret. The 10 ingredients which will make you a champion, if you follow them. Number 1, you're going to deliver a speech, right? So you have to prepare a speech. That's the first thing which you do. Make sure that your speech is well constructed. It has an introduction, it has a body, and it has a conclusion which delivers a very strong and powerful message and include a bit of humor. So that's your speech. Read it, edit it, change it till it becomes perfect. Number 2, practice, practice, and practice as much as you can. I cannot emphasize on the part of practicing, because when you practice so much, you come to this stage with full confidence. You don't have to worry because you're ready, you are prepared. Number 3, when you come to the contest and walk into the room, make sure you are well groomed and well dressed, because that gives the right impression. Assume if I come to a speech, or you come to a speech with jeans, you know, these baggy jeans where you underpants show, there's nothing wrong with it. It's, and on top of it, you have a t-shirt with a picture, and it says, I hate you. But trust me, you won't make an impression. Number 3, when they call your name and you reach the stage, your posture is very important. This is your arena. It's all yours. Take your position right in the middle. Hands relaxed, shoulders up. Look at your audience and advance to them with open arms and a smile and say, good evening. That's your first contact with your audience. They will love you for that. Number 5, when you're delivering your speech, you have to move in the stage, not stand still. But equally so, don't move just for the sake of moving. You find some people, and we have been in the house there, and we told, they make the public feel dizzy, and they lose focus. You move with purpose. In other words, if you're speaking, and then suddenly you have to move in time. You say 10 years from now, so you move, because you're moving in time. Or you move in area, you say, and then we travel to another destination, and then stop there and continue your speech. Number 6, and very, very important, eye contact with the public. You find some people who make mistakes. They focus on this area, and they talk like there's nobody else in the room, because she's the friend, so he feels relaxed with her, or because they know they're the judges, so they focus on the judges. No. The whole room is yours. Start by looking while you're talking at the end of the room, on the left-hand side. And then at interval time, move to the left, and then move to the front, and move here. So your eye contact is with the whole public. Number 7, your voice modulation. I've heard the last speaker here. I really was impressed with him. Your voice modulation should be with the message, with the sentence. If you're angry, you say, I told him not to do this. You cannot say, I told him not to do this. Or if you want to describe a sad situation, I felt sorry for her. I saw tears in her eyes. You don't say, I felt sorry for her and I saw tears in her eyes. So your voice modulation must be always with the message. Number 7, the pauses are very important. When you speak, from time to time you make a pause in sentences, particularly when you say a message which is very powerful. So you let people absorb it. Or when people clap, and you say something funny, so let them laugh. Stop. I made a mistake in the district. I had a speech, it was called Rise to the Challenge. And I spoke about determination. And I gave the example of Malala Yousafzai and how she won, etc. And at several times, they clap. And then, I said, and, I interrupted them. I shouldn't do that. Next is engage the public. It's important sometimes to engage the public. You can start at the beginning by asking a question, can I see a show of hands? Or sometimes you have to engage the public. Why? Because sometimes you see that your speech got a little bit dull and people start losing interest. They're losing it, they're not focusing on you. Then quickly you say, all right, can I see on the right-hand side, who agrees with me? They show hands. And the left side, who agrees with me? Oh, I see. Why you do that? In order to get them back into the track. Last but not least, I would like you to remember this. All what I just said, because I'll be acting as a listening master, and I'm going to ask you to remember what you remembered. The last one are your hand gestures. Very, very important. They say when you make a speech, 7%, this is a myth, 7% is what you say, the words. 38% are your vocal varieties, your tone, how you use it. And 55% your body language, your movement. And 70% of that body language are your hands. What do you do with your hands when you speak? They're very, very, very important because your hands speak for you. They emphasize the message. They strengthen it. People can read what you say in your hands. And people like to see movement of hands. People will focus on you. Now, what to avoid as far as hands are concerned? Okay? Avoid the signs of nervousness. And sometimes when you go to contests, everybody's nervous, although you're prepared, and the contestants meet at the back of the room. Are you doing well? Well, I'm not so sure, and everybody's ignore them. You're not there to compete with them. You're there to have fun. And you're there to enjoy yourself. And get the public to enjoy your speech. Focus on that. Forget the winning part of it. So be relaxed. So what to avoid as far as your hands is concerned? You find some people when they come to the stage, they're nervous. And these are the signs of nervousness, and I've seen some of it here today. You know, when they speak, they sort of rub their hands, or they hold their hands together. Or worse still, something they call it, I think, the execution at dawn. You know, when they're taking somebody at dawn to execute him, okay, and sort of like and looking down. These are very bad signs. Or what we call, you put your hands on your hips. We call it the parental, you know. You cannot speak to people with your hands on your hips. Or sign of nervousness. Find some people, particularly the beginners, you know, hands in their pocket and they talk. They're all signs of nervousness which you have to avoid. Of course, forget the hands at the back. You know, we call it like you are in a parade here, you know, you feel confident. Hands must be always at your side, and you use them when you have to. Now, when do we use our hands? There are 4 categories. Number 1, they call it the symbolic, either to describe a word, or to describe a direction, or a number. So if you speak, and you say to people, for instance, let me tell you 3 things. So you have actually to show 3 fingers. And then when you talk, you say first, this is what happened, second, and third. So you're giving a direction. You use hands to also give directions. Go to the left or go to the right. Like somebody here in the speech, he said there are advantages and disadvantages. I would have said there are advantages and there are disadvantages. That's what we call the symbolic signs. Or when you say numbers, as I said. Now, there is what they call the descriptive hand gestures. When you talk about, I've seen this huge thing, okay? Or when I was a small baby, so hands go with the gestures. Or when you describe something and it was like a baby crib, you know? So by making these gestures, what you do, you emphasize and you people read in what you say. The third one is the emotional gestures, and these are very important. When you talk about something and you say, and he pleaded with me. So you don't say, and he pleaded with me, you know, he pleaded, because this is a sign of pleading. Or when you agree with something, you say, I agree with you, okay? Or there is the anger. Now the fist is very important, but be careful using the fist, because the fist could mean 2 things. Could mean either you're angry, or it could mean that talking about determination and power. For instance, if you're angry, there are a combination of 3 things: the fist, the voice, and the facial expressions. I told him not to do this many times. So, fist, expression of the face, and the tone. But when you want to talk about determination and power, I am so determined to reach that goal. So you use your fist, hand up, smiling, and talking with confidence. So these are the 4 areas where hands are very important. Now, make sure when we say hands speak for you, you use them only to support your speech as appropriate. Don't just think, oh, hands are important, so I'm going to use my hands. And we've been told that many times, you know, we have gone here and, you know, and just, come on, you know, you just make yourself energy gone and make everybody else to see. So, to become a champion, trust me, I can see, I've been here, I think, now 3 or 4 times, and I see a lot of potential in you guys. Potential, particularly at this stage, when you're young, and you've got really opportunity. Doesn't matter, put it in a target for 3, 4, 5 years, I'm going to be champion. Put all this together. Prepare your speech very well. Rehearse and practice and practice. I cannot emphasize more on this. Use your tone as appropriate. Have pauses. Give the audience a chance to understand what you said and to laugh. Don't make my mistake. I want to clap and I want to continue. No, don't do that. Okay? And also make sure that your movements in the stage, the stage is all yours. Okay? Sometimes which is something which is bad, you avoid. You find somebody going and I'm talking about this and you know, or sideways, you know. And, use the stage properly. Okay? And hand gestures are very, very important. You put them all together, and trust me, you'll be champions. Now remember them, but remembering them is one thing. Practicing them is important. And when I say practice, there's so many ways of practicing. You can stand in front of the mirror and repeat and repeat, or you can stand with your family or your friends and ask them to give you notes. Take a video of it, like I'm taking a video now of this, because nobody's perfect. I have to go back and look at it and say, I could have done this better, I could have done this better. You improve yourself. Mohammed Katani was a world champion. I saw his speech at the beginning, and it was no way near what I saw when he delivered it in the States. It was like, but what happened? He practiced, people advised him, he changed, he edited, he added, he described. It took a long time for him to reach that stage. That's what you should do. Make sure you practice, because I've seen some of the people who came here today, they did a good job, I made notes, okay, but lacking practice, because if you don't practice, you think, I can do it, doesn't matter, I will, practice and practice and practice. That is the secret of success. Now, having said that, I'm going to give you, I said 10 ingredients for success. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I think we can stop now the recording. I'm